subscribe to the Menares Club.
Yo, what's up guys? This is James bringing you another profile here for the Menares Club at youtube.com. Today I'm going to be going over my Ultimate Squad Towa deck list. It took me a little while to kind of find the right build for this deck. There's a lot of different directions you can take the leader in, but I'm finally happy with this list. It's been performing pretty well. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the profile. So the leader's a little bit weird. She doesn't draw cards on the front. Instead, when she attacks, you create a demon soldier token. But it's essentially drawing you a card because it's, you know, putting material in play which you can use to combo with or use for your other effects. So you're still kind of going plus. It's just a little bit weird. Your Awaken's a little clunky. You have to be at 3 or less or have a 3-cost Unison in play. So that means our 3-cost Unison is a very good mulligan condition that we want to be looking for because it's very hard to get Awakened unless our opponent's aggroing us down, unless we find that. So on the back, we start getting really good though because when you attack, you get to draw a card and create a token. So that means you're going +2 as long as you're counting the token as a card. And you can also activate main once per turn, discard a card, play up to 2 tokens. So you can turn any dead card in your hand into 2 tokens, which can then essentially turn an extra card into 10k combo power or turn a 5k into 2 5k combo power. And she can also Spirit Boost 1 and a black and give one of your black Unisons double strike for the battle. And this is an activate battle, not an activate main, so you get to see whether the attack goes through before you commit to that. So she can turn your Mira Unison into a win condition as well. Very, very solid leader. Kind of clunky on the front, but extremely good once you get to the backside. So very, very, very good card. We'll start out with the 1-drops. We've got 4 of the Towa preparing to fight. This is just to come into play, draw a card, or create a token. I generally just use it on turn 1 to draw a card to get some more material. She also has an activate main to play Gravy from the deck, or a 2-cost vanilla from the deck, but we don't ever use that because I don't have a 2-cost vanilla in the deck. It's just, she's just a Union Absorb target and a card to play on turn 1. Then we've got 3 of the Poutine Annihilation at hand. So this one can swap 3 if you Spirit Boost 1 into a Poutine with cost 3 from your hand. So that's very good for the Poutine that we're going to talk about later. And she also has an auto and come into play. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add a black, what is it? There's so many things. Evil Wizard, Demon Realm Race, or Demon God from among them to your hand. So this can also put you plus on turn 1. So these are your main turn 1 plays. All of them are just kind of focusing on getting you extra material, and as well as the Poutine being a very good card on turn 3 plus, once you can start getting your Unison out and start Spirit Boosting. So the Poutine's a target for Demigod Demonic Overlord. This guy's kind of really what makes the deck tick right now. It's kind of a very aggro-leaning deck. So this guy, if you haven't seen it, it's an older card from one of the older, I believe, anniversary boxes. So it's an activate main, burst 2, pay 2. If your leader's a Demigod or Towa card, and you place the top 2 cards, or up to 1 or 2 cards from your life to your hand, play a Poutine and a Gravy from your deck. So this card was not really future-proofed very well, so we have a lot of Poutines and Gravies we can potentially go into. And he also lets you dig into your life and sets up your drop for Overwhelm, so it's just kind of the perfect card for the deck. This is kind of what you really want to hard mull for, as well as your Unison, because you really want to do this on turn 2 and then play your Unison on 3. And if you can get that going, then you're going to be off to the races. We'll go into the cards you're going to be going into. So we've got 2 of the Demon God Gravy Ritual at hand. So he's got an auto once per turn when he attacks. Your opponent can send a black battle or a battle card from their drop area to the warp, and if they don't, he becomes a 30k until the end of the next turn. So if you're doing this on like turn 2, they generally won't have anything in their drop, so this is just a 30k. So it's just a free life essentially to do to your opponent. And then we have 4 of the Demon God Poutine Umbral Might. So this card's incredible. It's a blocker. It's got Dark Overwhelm 3, which is something you shouldn't forget because you can Dark Overwhelm it. We set up our drop pretty quick with this card. When it's played from your hand, you get to play a demon token. So if you play it off of this, you don't get a demon token off the play, but your leader creates enough tokens where it's not really a big deal. And then she has a great activate battle. So it's an activate battle once per turn. Choose one of your Demon Realm Soldier tokens, remove it from the game, switch this card to active mode, and draw a card. So this is a beater, a blocker, and a card draw engine. This is kind of like the one of the heart bloods of the deck. It's just incredibly good. you're going to be swapping into this a lot with the Poutine, and if you swap into it, then you are going to get your token. And again, your leader generates so many tokens that you generally aren't going to be worried about that. This is also an activate battle once per turn, and it's not just on your turn. So you can use this to like swing, kill a token, untap, draw, and then on the opponent's turn you can like block and then kill a token, untap, draw again, and it becomes a 25k. Or you can attack twice with it, or block twice with it, or whatever. It's just incredibly good. Fantastic card. Don't leave home without it. Some of our other beaters, we've got 2 of the Demon God Shroom Imperial Warrior, and then 4 of the Salsa Imperial Warrior. So the Salsa is super good. So he's an auto limit 1. When he attacks, you dig up to 5 cards from the top of your deck, and you get to add a black android, demon god, or unison with specified cost 3 to your hand. So he adds almost anything from your top 5 to your hand that you would want, and he's a 15k beater that you can play for 1 if you have a token in play. So this is why I kind of think the deck works a little bit better on the draw, because then you can make sure you get a token in play, so then this also becomes a turn 1 play, and you can just play it out and then go plus. It's really good. The Shroom is a little bit more situational. He's a 15k crit, which is nice, and he has the same activate main, pay a black if you have a token in play, play him from your hand. But his ability is a little bit more edge case, but he is incredibly good. When you want him, you really want him. He's a Spirit Boost 1. You can kill one of your skillless battle cards, so a token, and then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 4 or less, ignoring barrier, and send it to the warp. So against like Trunks Vegeta, against any of the decks with like Slug, you just any opposing Poutines is just, you get rid of it. It's super useful when you want it. I would definitely side more of these for the matchups that you want them. Our Unison of Choice is, of course, Super Mira, Overflowing Power. So this guy is so good. He does so many things. He's at the start of your turn, opponent's turn, you get to give one of your tokens blocker. Gives you a little bit of defense. He can uptick to play 2 Demon Realm Soldier tokens, which is essentially going +2. Or the more powerful effect, in my opinion, is the +1. Remove one of your skillless battle cards from the game, draw 1, and choose one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the owner's warp. So it sends you plus, it kills an opponent's card. Yeah, it's just incredibly good. It keeps your hand size fat. The card's insane. And you get 2 energy back on the turn you awaken, so you can play this guy out for 3, and then you get 2 back, and then you can do kind of whatever you want. Play a bunch of 1-drops or one of the demigrows or whatever. Our super combo is 4 Demon God Gravy Imperial Warrior. He's just a vanilla super combo. Your leader's black and you have 4 or less life, draw 1. We're just doing this because he's tutorable. He's also technically a card you can play off of the Demigra 2 cost if you really want to just get a super combo out of your deck. It's fine. Our boss monsters of the deck, so we've got 3 of the Demon God Towa Furious Onslaught. This card's really good. You can play it out for 2 if you have 3 or more energy and 2 or more skillless battle cards in play, so this is a thing you can play in addition to your Unison on turn 3 or 4 when you awaken. It's a deflect double striker, and then a limit 1 on attack. You can choose 2 of your skillless battle cards and kill them, and when it attacks, you draw 1, switch it to active mode, and it gets plus 10k power for the turn. So it's like a dual attack double strike that also draws you cards. It's very good. It's also a Union Absorb target for our bigger boss monster of the deck, Mira, Vow to the Creator. So this is part of why we play those 1-drop Towas, is we have this guy. He's an Overwhelm 3. When he's played, draw 1 and then warp 1. And he has a Union Absorb. If you have 4 or more energy, you can pay 3 black, choose a Towa from your hand or warp, and put it under him, and then go into the Mira Creator Absorbed on top of him in active mode, and that can be played from your, I believe it's played from your hand or warp, yeah. So you have to draw into this, which is why we're playing 4 of them. You have to draw or warp him, burst him at some point in order to play him out for this. This guy, if you don't know what he does, he's an older card, but he's one of the old school boss monsters. He does have a hidden effect. If you play him with Union, your opponent chooses 3 cards from their hand, sends them to the warp, and then he gains double strike for the turn. It's just stupid, on top of the plus gaining 5k power for every card in your warp when he attacks. He's just our big end game threat. We're playing 4 because we don't have any other Overwhelm cards. So you can play him out on like 3 just to get like free damage in. He's still just good as an Overwhelm card. Plus you want to draw into him for the Mira Creator, Vow to the Creator. Getting into the end part of our deck here. So our secret rare of choice is Majin Buu, Incarnation of Demonic Evil. This card is really good. He doesn't have a specified cost if your leader is a Demon Realm race, so we don't have to pay green for him. He's just generic. He goes down to 3 cost, and then he's a counter as long as it's not the leader attack, so that he can get through a bunch of floodgates and stuff. It helps you set up like an endgame scenario with like Mirror Creator Absorbed, where if they're at 1 or 2 life, you can send in Mira. They obviously have to negate the attack or they die. You can do this and then they just die. It's just, you know, kind of the 1-2 punch, kind of like the old school battering laser Mira combo. Really cool. That's why I like this guy a lot. You can play kind of any other secret rare, but I think it's really neat that you can play this. And then to go along with it, we've got 2 Champas. So that's, again, kind of just setting up the checkmate scenario with if you have like Mira, Champa, Boo on like turn 5, that's just GG if they're at 2 or less life. And you can just scum wins earlier with Champa as well. We've got 3 Time Bullet. This is an interesting anti-floodgate tech. You can also play Super Kamehameha, but I like that this is active at any life total, because against decks that stall you out, you will just kind of awaken on turn 3 and have like a bunch of life anyway. So if you have a Unison in play, it's a counterplay. You have a Unison in play. The battle card being played has cost 2 or less. It sends to the warp instead of being played, and you can play it for free by choosing 2 cards in your hand and discarding them. So in general, this deck doesn't have the hugest hand, but it does get a pretty big hand pretty quick, and on the turns you want to do this, you can just do it. You don't have to be at a specific life total, and you don't have to pay any energy, so really, really good. 3 Support of the Dark Empire. Not only is this a staple negate, it also makes a token that works with our deck, and then 2 Petrification just to close out. To help us against decks like U7 and Cell that just have stupid guys. But yeah, that's the deck profile, guys. In general, you're just going to want to go like, it's a pretty standard curve deck. You want to go like turn 1, 1 drop, turn 2, Demigra if possible. Otherwise, you can do one of the Shrooms and Salsas, or in more 1 drops. And then turn 3, Unison, Awaken, get you 2 energy, just start going ham, swap into Poutines and stuff like that. And then just kind of clean up the game on turn 4, turn 5 with a Mira chain. So yeah, thanks for checking out the deck, guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Until next time, on the Monares Club, go Super Saiyan.